Thank you, Laura. I thought I had changed that. Anyway, good morning, everyone. We are glad to have you joining us on our weekly sector briefing. I'm just going to remind you, this meeting is being recorded, so if you have to hop off, you can and come back and watch everything out. Watch it later. We will be releasing it out on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter to get it out that way for those that are not available this morning. And Laura, you are up.
All right, can you hear me okay?
Perfect.
All right, very good. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and give the public health report here on Thursday, the 4th of June. So we have in Nebraska 14,866 positive cases recorded as of today. And looking at the dashboard and from what we're hearing, Douglas County is really kind of leading the numbers at this point. They're having any good size increases. And Lancaster County is also having quite a few increases at this time. Some interesting things just from a statewide look at the data. The age groups that are being affected by the COVID, the people who are testing positive, the #1 age group is 20 to 34 right now. And the number tied for second are the age groups 35 to 44 and 45 to 54. So these are really the working age people that are in our workforce that are testing positive. However, looking at the deaths in our state, that by age groups, the top, what's leading the pack are the age groups that are above 65 years old. Just so you realize it's very disproportionately, the deaths by age group are much higher in that 65 and older age group. So talking a little bit about what we have seen in the past week in our Four Corners district, it's good news. We have if we look at last Thursday through Wednesday, we've only increased by 9 cases this last week. So that's really good. We had one day the prior week where we had 9 cases in one day, and we've had up to 13 cases in a day. So you know, our numbers are down this last week. In York County specifically, we are at right now 37 cases and 31 are recovered. And so that means about 6 people right now are sick in our community, which is, that's a lower number than we've seen. And just so you all know too, we have, looking at the data, there have been over 600 people tested up to this point. So that's kind of where we're at. So Butler County in our district is the one that's the highest. We have 50 cases there. And they continue to get one every few days or every couple days. The total number of cases in our district is 127, and 102 of those have recovered. So that hopefully that gives you an idea what we're seeing this week with numbers. Today we have Test Nebraska is in York at the fairgrounds doing testing. They'll be here today and tomorrow doing testing. There's also quite a bit of testing, and we'll let Jim talk about that. At the hospital, they're doing quite a bit of testing at this point, and so we know we have some good test capacity in the county at the moment. And so if anybody also wants one of those to go through the assessment process and see if they'd be possibly needing a test and being hooked up with a test, they can go to testnebraska.com and do that. One of the big developments that this week that we've been working on is there's a new directed health measure out there as of June 1st. You probably all received the email. That directed health measure, it's relaxed from what we had in May. It's listed, the official document is on our website if you need to look at it. There's also quite a few guidance documents on our website that accompany that directed health measure. And to kind of tell you what's been going on in our Four Corners office this week, we've had many, many questions phoned in about and called in and emailed in about what people are trying to interpret what they should be doing with those directed health measures. So we've been working on that. Some of the top questions we've been getting are from people who want to plan events and with this new relaxed situation. So events, people can have events up to 25 people, and it's gone from 10 to 25, but if you have a venue that holds 500 or more people, you are required by this new directed health measure to submit a safety plan for your event that you might want to hold to us. We have on our website a survey that helps you plan your event. And so if you want to, if that's something you need, we have people who are having weddings, graduations, meetings, all kinds of things, being car shows are being, they're all being submitted to us right now using this event planner. So please go, if you are planning something, please know that that event planner is available. It also has many suggestions in that survey on how you can safely plan an event for a larger number of people. And a lot of the venues that are larger, they can have a 25% occupancy. So people are able to have some larger events now, so that's good. Some of the top questions we're getting regarding events are, there's a lot of questions about should people be screened when they come to the events, and the answer is yes. We do recommend that people are screened when they come to events that you're planning or come into certain venues. Screening is a good idea at this point, and there's different ways you can screen people. So it's really important, though, that that's part of your safety plan. And we also still getting a lot of questions about face coverings and masks. Are they still recommended? And yes, we highly recommend that whenever possible that people wear those face coverings and masks. It's really important to help. If everybody wears them, it really cuts down and limits the spread of the disease. So it's still a very important practice, and if it can be done, we do recommend it. There are some places where sometimes when people aren't able to wear those face coverings, and we realize that, but when people are in close proximity in the community and mixing with other people, it is a very valuable and important way to limit the spread of the coronavirus. So I just wanted to put a plug in for a couple of those things and remind people of what we are recommending. And so I'm going to turn it over at this point to Jenna Clark if she wants to give us an update on personal protective equipment.
Hi everyone. We are getting the last of the PPE from this week out the door today, and we are still getting shipments weekly from the National Guard based on what request forms are submitted from the week before. So you can still submit a request form if you're needing PPE at all at this point.
Okay, I think that's all for us, and we'd happily take questions whenever they come up. So, okay, here we got a question. Is the PPE request still on a bi-weekly basis? Jenna, you want to take that one?
No, so now that it changed from DHHS to the Department of Administrative Services, so now the requests submitted from Monday through Friday of any given week, then they take those requests and they're able to send us the supplies for those on the following week, the following Monday.
Okay, I think that wraps it up. No deadline then.
No, just if you want it, by the next week, it has to be in Monday through Friday to be in the next week. And then it takes us a couple days to, get it in our inventory system and break it all down. But yep, there's no specific deadlines.
All right, I think that's it for us. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Laura and Jenna. All right, we will move on to our governmental sector, starting with York County. Randy, you're up.
Yes, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Laura, thanks for those numbers this morning. As a 55-year-old, I'm kind of glad I didn't fit into any of your categories. not getting sick and I'm not dying, so that's a good thing. But I just want to warn everybody that at the courthouse right now, last week we experienced heavy traffic because the DMV opened back up. We were at that time one of the only courthouses around open up. Now we have had some more courthouses open up this week, but whether the DMV goes in there or not right away, I'm not sure how that's going to play out. So if you have business to do at the courthouse, I would pick a different day other than Thursday or Friday. On Thursday and Friday, we are locking the south door. We're making you come in the north doors. We're making people sign in. Basically because last Friday we had 184 people sign into the courthouse from counties, Douglas County to Buffalo County and about every county in between, looking to get driver's license. So, you're still welcome to come down. If you're looking for the DMV, it's going to be busy. We assume for the next week or so until we get some more courthouses opened up around us, that's the way it's going to be. So if you have other business to do, highly recommend doing that Monday to Wednesday. It's just going to work out so much better for you. Unless you like waiting in line, it's completely up to you. Other than that, I really don't have anything else other than I think now is a perfect opportunity for everybody to show a little friendship and love to the community. As I drove in, a lot of trees on the ground. I'm hoping the city steps up, and maybe we'll put a little pressure on Barry now to help out with opening up that for some trees to go some places. But I know I've got a couple elderly neighbors that are going to need my help tonight, and I just encourage everybody to do that too. So thank you, and everybody have a great day.
Thank you, Barry, or thank you, Randy. Barry, are you up?
I am. I'm kind of elderly too, Randy, so I need your chainsaw maybe later also. Good morning, everyone. Just a couple of items here. We're going to get the community center. Cherie, Deb, Terry have worked very hard on the community center, the library, the convention center. All those facilities are going to be opening back up with rules, precautions, safely on Monday. So that's exciting, I know, for the community. Did talk with the executive board of the senior center, and they're going to remain closed at this time, and they'll continue to evaluate that, kind of as we go along. But as for right now, the senior center is going to remain closed. Our council meeting tonight is out at the convention center, just so we have a couple of items on the agenda. One in regard to group homes that might bring some people out, so we wanted to make sure we had enough room so everybody could be safe and have some social distancing out there, and so that meeting will start at 7 out there tonight. And one of the agenda items at the end is that we're going to have some discussion, and I hope kind of make final decisions.
Oh, hey, I just thought we're going to get the engineering guys
open the outdoor pool.
Days.
And also what to do, make a final decision on the ball complex. So
gotta go through the.
I think Mike's hoarding in on my conversation.
We took care of it, Barry.
No, so I think there was support at the last council meeting, and a lot of places are opening their pools, and a lot of places aren't opening their pools because there are going to be rules and things. But I think there was some support with the size of our facility that we could still offer that and meet the 25% requirement. The ball complex is another conversation, just because there's so many rules for everything that goes on out there, and we don't have any local teams playing. Every local team has suspended their season, so it's really whether we want to allow tournaments to come in from the outside and bring a lot of people in from all over, and I've had a lot of comments from people that just don't really know if that's necessary this summer, and maybe we would wait to open that to when the high school softball season starts later in August. So but we'll discuss that tonight, and really that's all I have this morning. And
Okay.
We will discuss, just to add on Randy's comments, I have a couple calls in, and we know there's a lot of trees everywhere, so we'll see what we can do to maybe see what we can do to help out with that this morning.
And Barry, did you see the question on if the city council meeting is going to be on Zoom as well as at the convention center?
It will not be on Zoom tonight. It will just be live at the convention center. So if you want to get in on that, you'll have to come out.
Thank you. And we got a message that City of Henderson has no update this morning. Actually, we've heard from there's no update from Benedict either. Do we have any other communities on that would like to report or provide an update at this point? Okay, so we will move on to the medical sector. Jim, are you available?
Yes, I am. Good morning to everybody. Couple items to touch on. Just to review that elective surgeries and procedures continue to go well, and some of the volumes are beginning to get back to or progressing toward a more normal level. Give you an idea, in April, the volume in those areas of surgeries and outpatient procedures and really our hospital procedures overall were down about 50%, so about half. And that's about, looks like May preliminarily looks like we were about 20% down. And so quite a bit made up in 1 month. And so it continues to progress that way. So that's a good thing. And continue to monitor our PPE levels and available beds and so forth. The new directed health measures dropped the capacity levels we're required to have from 30 to 15%. So that makes that, from a bed capacity standpoint in particular, even that much better for us to continue to provide those elective surgeries and outpatient procedures. So as Laura alluded to, and I'm glad that I wasn't right up after you were, Laura, gave me time to dig in and get those numbers updated while you were going. I was still listening to you though, by the way. Do that, but outpatient testing continues to go well, although this morning our tent is a bit of a tangled mess today because of the wind. Haven't seen it for sure, but I heard that it was found and removed from where it was. So the wind really got to that, I think. But we have done just the first couple days of June. I didn't have the yesterday's yet, but first couple days of June, we had 13 outpatient tests that were done through our drive-through. Since mid-March, we've done about 290 tests through, and it really ramped up in May, because from May until now, it's 229. So most of them were done from May 1st till about the 3rd of June. So that just continues to go well. You see our wellness center opened back up on the 1st. Very slow the first couple days. It's beginning, not back to normal, but beginning to have more and more people start to trickle in and get back into the swing of using our wellness center. And there are stipulations to meet the directed health measures and some big efforts we're doing in the way of having them check in and make sure they're symptom free, from the screening and temperature checking and so on. So let me see here. The effective the 2nd of June, we also changed our visitor and support person guidelines, and that seems like a lot of the area hospitals are doing that now. And that is, the specifics of that are in 2 languages in our on our Facebook site at this time. And of course, all the patients that are scheduled to come in are informed about that as well. And it's basically going to come down to if you have a healthy person that can come in with you. But they'll be screened and have to wear a mask and temperature checked and all that. So I see I forgot one thing on the wellness side. The classes are going to begin more of the traditional scheduled classes on the 15th of June too. And of course, have to do that in a manner they're going to be limited more with social distancing and all of that. In addition to that visitor support guidelines, we're also going to have to have some of our vendors and service contract individuals be able to come in to service things in the hospital in particular. Now, I want to make sure I make it clear, and it's on the website as well, that when I'm talking about visitors, it's not changing what we're doing for Willowbrook or the Hearthstone at this time. So our nursing home and assisted living still stay the way they are. Stay tuned for some changes that could be coming about, a little bit of loosening on probably first Willowbrook, and then Jay and his team are continuing to assess when they can look at doing some changes to the visitor guidelines at the Hearthstone as well. But that may be a couple weeks out still. Staying vigilant as they should with that crowd, and that is in light of the numbers that Laura shared with you about the elderly and the death rate for with COVID on the elderly. So want to keep it out of those arenas, certainly. I think that is about it. Of course, I'd entertain any questions as well. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Jim. Lisa, I saw you were on. Do you want to provide an update for Henderson Healthcare? We can't hear you if you're there.
She's not unmuted.
You're not unmuted. Let me try to help you here. Where's she at? Okay, Lisa, you're unmuted now. Okay. Oops. We're gonna move on here. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and skip the business sector. We'll come back to it and move on to the education district. I know Mitch has another meeting this morning, so we'll go ahead and start with Mitch.
Good morning, everybody. Just
Morning.
a couple of things here, just some updates. First of all, just some graduation plans. Just want to make sure that we're being transparent with everything that we're doing. And so we worked with Laura at Four Corners and took the survey, used that survey planner to help us plan graduation. She was a huge help. And so we're set to go for Saturday, June 27th at 2 p.m. At Levitt Stadium. And so my fingers are crossed that the weather cooperates. Just in case, our backup rain date, if the weather's too bad on that Saturday, our backup rain date is Sunday, June 28th at 2 p.m. And if we have 2 days of terrible weather, we're going to get it in. And then we are going to go to the city auditorium on Sunday at 4 p.m. And we're really hoping we don't have to do that because then it really limits the amount of family members that our students can bring. So basically, in the outside event, we're able to bring in 6 family members, for each kid. We're going to paint squares on the football field, and there's enough room there. We went out there, we've measured it out, and once family members arrive at Levitt, then they have to stay in that square, that type of thing. And so, we have a lot of details to figure out there. It has to be a private ceremony. And so in other words, to come into the stadium, you'll have to be on a pre-registered list. We'll have some pre-screening in place there at the gates and so on and so forth. So again, we have a lot of details to work out. Jason Heights, our high school principal, will be sending weekly updates to the seniors and their families on just the progress that they are making. But we're excited to do that. And, it's going to look a little different, kind of from your traditional ceremony. We're not able to have, our high school band or high school choir. It's just the way it is at this point. But most important is that we're going to be able to recognize our seniors for all their hard work. And so we're thrilled to be able to do that. So again, thank you to Laura and Four Corners for working with us. The last thing that I want to do is kind of update on the work that I and the admin team have been doing here on creating a fall opening blueprint. Now I'm a little apprehensive to throw this out here a little bit, but again, I want to make sure that I'm doing a great job communicating to our families and community of just kind of where we're at. And so there's all kinds of scenarios that schools are beginning to think about and prepare for. And so we've kind of narrowed it down into what we're kind of planning for is kind of 5 different scenarios. And, you know, one would be just a pretty normal regular opening. You know, we know there's going to be some safety measures, you know, that will be put in place. But, you know, we want to plan for just a regular opening in August. And so we're kind of putting a tiered approach together for that. Another possibility that we want to prepare for is opening after Labor Day. And so, you know, that would be a calendar adjustment. And so we need to look at that if it exists that we have a late opening. Another possibility that I think we need to be prepared for is a little bit of an earlier opening, not crazy, but then kind of follow what the universities are doing. And, you know, once they get to Thanksgiving, then it looks like somewhat of an extended break, and so on. And so I think we just need to be prepared for that, in case it's, you know, we're told to kind of follow what the universities are doing. The fourth one is in my opinion the most complicated one, the one that I shake my head at even communicating at, but I just want to be honest and open about it, is, you know, the possibility might exist that we can only put 50% you know, students in capacity at our buildings. And we sat just yesterday as an admin team and discussed that, of how we do that. And it's complicated. And I kind of shook my head and said, boy, I just don't know, you know, if that's the direction that schools across the state of Nebraska have to go. I just don't know how families would be able to do that. And so just as an example, you know, we really focused on our elementary, and, you know, Chris and Brad, as an example, you know, if it's 50% capacity, you know, they may have to say, okay, kindergarten, second and fifth grade, you're on certain days, you know, and then first and so on, you know, first and third are different days. And that gets really complicated. And number one, for most important, our students, you know, and then, you know, and number two, our families and staff. So we really hope that isn't the direction that, you know, we're given. You know, we're hoping to know mid-July, to be honest with you. So we'll see what happens there. And the last one that of course we need to be prepared for is remote learning, and that's how obviously we finished. I felt like that our teachers realistically, we gave them 3 days to really get prepped for that, and I think they did a fantastic job. But you know, we now have a couple of months to kind of hone in on what went well, what didn't go well, and what adjustments we need to make. So again, those it's just some ideas. It's just a blueprint. Nothing's official. I do not know when, you know, basically we'll be told of what direction we need to go. We're kind of hoping mid-July we know that. That way we at least have, you know, at least a couple of weeks, 2 to 3, 4 weeks to prep for whatever measures we need to take. So again, we'll do a great job communicating that to everybody, especially to our students and families, but we'll definitely want the community to know the work that we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitch. Do we have any other superintendents on the call today? Okay, we did receive messages that York College and Southeast Community College have no updates today. So we will skip back up to the business sector, and I will go ahead and start with that. First off, there will be a child care forum hosted at the Holthus Convention Center on June 25th. We shared it out on our Facebook page. You can go to the York County Child Care Alliance Facebook page as well and get information on there. The daycare providers and the Child Care Alliance would like to see the business community and overall the community involved in this, because it impacts the ability for people to go back to work. And in addition, there's a shortage. So we're trying to figure out how do we address the shortage of daycare positions in the community. So if you're available to join the virtual meeting on the evening of the 25th, we would love to have you. Leading into that, we are still meeting with the daycare committee monthly. If you are in York County and you do daycare and you haven't become involved with that, please reach out to Chandra Berlin. She's the coordinator, and it's a great interactive group. We also have been involved with the manufacturing collaborative, which has grown from our 3 counties up to southeast Nebraska. Is Mike still on? Mike Cloninger. Mike, if you want to say anything on this, feel free. I do encourage all manufacturers to become involved. There is value with sharing with your peers what's going on and having us resource partners in the room to help. He is muted. Okay.
I'm muted.
Yeah, no,
Mike?
yeah, okay, no, I agree. It's a great forum. It's obviously just getting started, and anybody out there that's involved in manufacturing should tune into that particular meeting. There's a lot of good information and good synergy that comes out of it. There's not been one of those meetings yet that I haven't been able to come away with 1 or 2 ideas of things that we can apply right away here at the operation here at Champion Home Builders. So I just echo what you said. It's certainly a good forum. It's just getting started, and I'd encourage you, if you have time, to join them. So.
Thank you very much, Mike. And for those that are looking for a job at this time, there are some employers hiring. Yeah, and I would encourage you to go to our jobs directory on yorkdevco.com. We are also, YCDC is getting ready to start a national talent campaign, soft launch of next week. So if you're a YCDC member and you are looking for employees, this is a great time to enter your jobs onto our directory. The reason why we're doing this is, even though our unemployment is a little higher right now, it is higher than it's been, we do expect many of those people to be able to go back to their jobs as businesses continue to ramp up. And we have been talking about talent for years, and we know it's going to circle back around. So we're trying to be proactive when there's people in cities that might want a little more space, where we want to let them know that we have a great quality of life right here in York County. So we're doing some outreach with that. And that hopefully will launch next Wednesday. So if you have job openings, please get them posted on our jobs directory. And then the last thing I have is, please continue to reach out with questions. We're right there with you to help you go through the different programs, connect you to the right resources. So we're here available. Madonna, you want to come on up?
Thank you, Lisa. First, I want to just offer an appreciation from many of the businesses in town. They have reached out to me to express their appreciation as they've gone through their reopening processes. They've really appreciated everyone's patience and their patronage, and look forward to continue to serve everyone. Also this summer, we will be hosting the ESI camp in conjunction with York County Development Corporation, UNL Extension, and York Public Schools as the primary providers of that ESI camp. We've had several students apply, so we look forward to be able to work with those young entrepreneurs and give them that opportunity in mid-July to show off their great products to our community. Also, Firecracker Frenzy set for July 3rd. We are thrilled to be able to offer this community event, and this is a self-funded event. So if you are able to donate to Firecracker Frenzy, you can do that on our website, or you can do it on Venmo. There's a little bit of a donate and win a prize on Venmo. We just really are thankful to be able to help coordinate this, but again, it is a completely self-funded. So, and then finally, tomorrow night, outdoor cinema will take place. Once again, it will be the live action of Aladdin, and you can come on out to the Holthus Convention Center. The movie will start approximately about 9:15 when sunset is. It gets a little bit later, obviously, each week. So we look forward to it, and we're thankful to be able to serve our community.
Thank you, Madonna. And I just got an alert that I would like to share. It's non-COVID related, but we have been doing podcasts. We have named them York County, 17 County, and Stephanie Metzger's just went live. She's the village clerk out in Bradshaw. So if you have not been following those, there's some great stories about why people have chosen to settle in York County. You can find them on all of your podcast series or our website. So Stephanie, I think you were on here. Your podcast is live. And we will move on to our faith community and our nonprofits. Do we have anyone from the Ministry Alliance?
I do not think they were able to join this morning.
Okay, thank you, Erin. I'll let you go.
Yep. Good morning, everyone. I did get a message from Mina, who was on last week. Just a reminder that the York Ministerial Alliance is here to support families right now during this time. Their assistance is available, monetary emergency assistance is available on their website, yorkcountyministerial.com. You can find that information there. Also, tomorrow, the first Friday of the month, East Hill Church of Christ is again hosting the mobile Lincoln Food Bank. It is from 12 to 1, and I heard yesterday that over the weeks, people have been arriving earlier and earlier, so that it is a huge need. People are waiting an hour in line for up to 2 hours. People start arriving about 10 or so. So it is a huge need. It is free, so if you have families that need to access that, they can. Last week I did mention the CARES Act dollars. We are still having conversations about how those are going to be distributed through community collaboratives across Nebraska. However, the details that are coming to focus are pretty exciting about what partnerships might be available. May have more opportunity to partner with more of the individuals on this call and throughout the community to provide resources for families. That money, those dollars that are coming, do all have to be spent by December 31. So once we get them, it's going to be a fast and furious process. Again, which I think at this point, we're very comfortable or familiar with, at least, fast and furious processes. Blue Valley also this week, as of June 1, has done a soft opening. So their store is now open. There is a limited number of folks who are allowed in at a time. They do ask that everyone who comes in has a face mask on. So you can call ahead if you need more information on that. We did get information on the Nebraska Public Service Commission. If you're not familiar with that, they do have some assistance available for low-income families to help provide internet and phone services. So I will, I know I'm here at the end, but I will try to place that that website in the chat box. If you don't get it from the chat box, I'll place it on our Facebook page either later today or by the end of the week for families to access that way. Also super excited that we, our coalition and the larger coalitions across the state have been able to partner with Suzanne Shore, the governor's wife, and her organization, Nebraska Impact. They have been collecting reusable fabric face masks, and we got a donation of 800 face masks this week, which is really exciting. So we are working on getting those dispersed to agencies like Blue Valley and other agencies that work with families so that those face masks can go to families, and we'll be able to use that as we're getting out and about more, going to Walmart or shopping or whatever other needs that we have. So some of those organizations that will get them have already gotten an email from me. More organizations will get an email from me. If you are an organization that doesn't hear from me, but you would like to get some face masks, we potentially will have another opportunity to order more in the future. So please reach out to me and I will keep you on the list and top of mind when that opportunity comes up again. We know that children's face masks are a real need, and we were able to get about 200 of those, not the face masks that have the see-through so you can see the mouth, but smaller so that it fits their faces better. So we're excited to be getting those distributed as well. And like Madonna, I do want to express gratitude for all the partnerships that are happening throughout our local area, but nationally and globally, to get resources to people on a consistent basis. Resources have been something that have always been in need. It just ebbs and flows the amount of resources that are needed. And in distributing those resources, I think we all have felt the strain and the stress, and it feels like we're coming out of one storm and going into another one. But in that process, I really want to encourage everyone that in these moments to try to see that speaking with honesty and grace, as well as listening with generosity and humility, are equally honorable. And that we're each called to do one or the other at different times during this, whether it is to speak for something or to take time and listen. But both are honorable and both are needed and both are healthy. So with that, that's the end of my update for this week.
Thank you very much, Erin. We appreciate it. And so now DHHS, they have no update. Brandy messaged in. Does anyone have questions for anyone on? Laura, do you have any last comments you want to make?
No, but I really like what Erin just said. So
it's a very good message.
Great tone to end on.
Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you, everyone. Oops.
Oh, Erin.
Erin did
just shared
post.
She shared the link.
Erin did post the link in the comments. So with this, we will end this week's meeting and we look forward to the next time we're able to get together. I hope everybody has a great weekend and thank you very much.